background as well.
Yeah. Oh, has it? Right. Where is Henry Cavill? I can't see any of the background. We are now live, and this is not the slick start I was hoping for. So backgrounds. Let's get some Matrix in the background.
There we go.
Can you see? Oh, okay, I couldn't see this. Okay, there we go. Right. So hello everyone, and welcome to the Geek Battle Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremed YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channels, and Geek Battle on Twitch and all these other places. So if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button. But here comes the intro.
Welcome to the Geek Battle Zone. We discuss comics and puny minds are blown. We debate Marvel versus DC, Skeletor, X-Men, and Ron Weasley. Judge David slams down the gavel and cap dreams of Henry Cavill. It's a Geek Battle stream, nerd rage as we assemble our Geek Avengers team. Welcome to the Geek Battle party. We got the Justice League and our Batman is Marty. Sick Hitler's a Tim as movies are greenlit. Every new movie that's already seen it. Xbox, Star Wars, and Star Riders. He-Man, Star Trek, and David loves spiders. We battle as Marvel and Disney loves Blink, and we try to crown the Geek of the Week. It's the Geek Battle Show. Welcome to the Geek Battleground, where we use the Force and the One Ring is found. Cap is wrong about Resident Evil 6, and everyone watch out, 'cause oh shit is thick. Gerald and Tim and Diz will try to win at the Geek Battle Quiz. David and Dave will confuse the crew as they dive in the TARDIS of Doctor Who. Watch out now, we're full of hot takes. Doug Courtney is garbage, but Red Dwarf is great. You love Sega, I love Nintendo, but in the Geek Battle, we are all friendos. Oh, it's a Geek Battle show. Oh, the Geek Battle show. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Geek Battle show.
And boom, we're on the air. So, hello everyone.
Howdy.
Now, howdy. Now, look, Dave, say hello.
Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, hi! So apparently I say, oh my god, hi! Welcome everybody to Geek Battle. I am Dave MC. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am Dave, even though I've shaved my goatee off. My geek fact, I'm babyface today.
Ooh. I have just about enough. If I shave quickly, I could steal it from you.
You can't put it off, mate. You're handsome the way you are.
So pulling it off would take a long time.
It would. It took me 3 months to grow mine. I've got 3 months to grow it back now. My geek fact is, so before Sylvester McCoy was saving us in the TARDIS, he was actually a bodyguard for the Rolling Stones in 1969. How tall is Sylvester McCoy? He was, he was 5 foot 5 inches tall.
He's still alive, right?
He's still kicking, yeah.
Okay, you said was. Right, 5'5". Okay, yeah. So bodyguard. There you go.
He was 5 foot when he was a bodyguard for the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
There you go.
So that's a cool little trivia fact. Definitely worthy of a bonus point. So I've got a feeling you're going to be winning. Let's see if I've got a trivia fact just to add in something. I don't even have an intro for myself. I'm just going to have to nerd rage about it.
Nerd Rage!
Okay, so my geek trivia fact is going to be about the Halloween franchise. So one of the things which is interesting about that franchise, for all of the films there have been, is it is one of the biggest multiversal franchises there is. There's like 5 different timelines. So you have the original movie and Halloween 2. So it's a direct continuation of the story. But then they made Halloween 3, which isn't set within the same universe, because there is a scene in it where you see Halloween 1 on TV. And so it's a completely separate continuity. And they've got witchcraft and stuff, which obviously isn't in Michael Myers and Laurie Strode's universe. After that, because that flopped, they were like, people want to see Halloween with Michael Myers in. They did Halloweens 4, 5, and 6. And so Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are one story. Halloween 3 on its own is a second timeline. Then when they did Halloween H2O, they disregarded Halloweens 4, 5, and 6. And so now when you watch that timeline, it goes Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection. So that's the third one. Then they did Rob Zombie's reboot, which was Halloween and Halloween 2. And that wrapped up that storyline. But then in 2018, they released Halloween, which was a sequel to just Halloween, ignoring everything after the original film. And so then you have the 5th timeline where it goes Halloween, Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. So there are 5 distinct timelines to that one franchise.
It all seems like it's like Legend of Zelda realms of complications. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I heard a rumor as well. Like, well, this is a rumor or a legend or something about Halloween 3. Like when the film ended, they were supposed to have the sounds of like sirens flying and like kids laughing and screaming. Like, because I think as the original, they have just music playing at the end of the film. But they were actually, I thought they said it was like too dark for them to end it on. Yeah, the whole world, all the kids are dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they were meant to do something to show that it was a happy ending.
I think they changed it to sort of leave it ambiguous, but then the original ending was supposed to have them all dying, like hearing all the kids screaming and the sirens going off.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's a myth or if it's 100% true. Like, that's just one thing I heard when I watched like a kill count related to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know enough to add too much onto that, but it's interesting how, like, what just very quickly on Halloween, it's like they've obviously got to do something because they're going to make another one at some point. And I think that all of the loose ends are now tied up. The thing that would be interesting, which they genuinely could do, is from Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I can't remember off the top of my head how 6 ends, but I think there is still the potential that it could continue. In fact, there is. I know what they could do. So, how well do you know Halloween's before I'm just completely boring?
I know bits and pieces. I know enough about Halloween.
Okay, so the big thing is after they made the first 2 with Jamie Lee Curtis, she was like, "I'm not coming back for the later ones," and so they were like, "Well, Michael Myers goes after his sister, and if his sister isn't coming back, what's he going to do?" So they introduced a character called Jamie Lloyd, Jamie Lee Curtis. They created a character in her honor called Jamie Lloyd, which meant to be her daughter that Michael is now after, and she was a little girl. And I think I'm correct in saying that in like the 6th one, kind of spoiler, it does a time jump, and I think they kill her off. I think so. So I might be wrong on that, right? Because I haven't seen him in quite a few years.
Yeah,
they should do another split in this multiverse where one of the films ends with Jamie like suddenly turning evil, and they should just do a continuation of that, disregarding perhaps Halloween 6, and do Halloween 5 part 2 20 years later or whatever. Bring back the original actress who was a little girl, who's probably, God, she's going to be about 35, 40, or maybe even older now. And either she and Michael continue a war, or they're on the same side or something. But I think there is still some potential where they could just dig up one of the threads that they left go cold and continue it. But anyway,
I think I tried something like that with I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Halloween 4 where she was first appeared at the end of the film, where she's wearing kind of the same clown outfit that Michael.
Well, that's what I
wearing.
mean. So she turned bad.
She kind of turned bad, but I think it was implied that, I don't know if it was a babysitter or a cousin or sister or something. She was okay. Yeah. I think she survived. But even Friday the 13th tried the same thing where they put Tommy in the Jason mask, like in Halloween 5. Halloween 5. They tried, but I think if you put Jamie Lloyd, like if you put Tommy in the Jason mask or Jamie in the
Michael
mask, there's so many slashes. I don't know if people would receive it very well because they're so used to seeing like Michael and Jason and Freddy and all of them. Really,
still got Slam Jam behind me. Sorry, hang on. Like not prepared.
I just noticed that.
Like life is just so hard. Right. Okay. Let's. Boom. There we go. That didn't work. Boom. There,
there you go.
Right. But yeah, so you're right. They did do that very similar thing. That probably happened on Friday the 13th before it happened on Halloween, in fact, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the time
frame
for like Halloween and between that Halloween 4 and Friday the 13th 5. I don't know the date.
I think it's really close because they were pumping out those Friday the 13th films. Whereas after Halloween 3, it was a few years before Halloween 4. So it's going to be super close.
Part 5. Okay, so that was 1985.
Yeah.
That's Friday the 13th Part 5 was.
There you go. So Halloween 4 wasn't until a few years later.
1988. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, they ripped off Friday the 13th in the end. Yeah. I need to watch all of these again. Like, I'm getting excited. We're almost in September, which means the horror season. Because I don't like if you wait until October to start getting into the horror films, I think you don't have enough time to enjoy all of them. No. So, like, I think you could 10 or 15 years ago, but I think it has to expand just because there's so much more now. If I'm going to watch all the Halloween films, there's 10 of those. So if you think I'm going to watch one a day, which is a bit of an ask in itself, that's a third of October gone. And, you know, even though Friday the 13th happens at different times of the year, you know, you want to get those in there. You want to get perhaps Saw or something. But anyway, I digress. Okay. Wait for it.
Yay, it works.
Hello, Cap.
I was going to say, David, then you should really watch Trick or Treat this year. At least this year. You missed it for so long.
This is animated, isn't it?
No. It's a movie. It's a good Halloween movie with Halloween monsters.
Trick or Treat. What year is it from?
2004?
Okay, Trick or Treat, 2004. I don't know. Right. I can't find it. Is it called Trick or Treat?
Yeah, Trick or Treat.
2007, actually.
Oh, 2007. That will help. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it's a real film. Brian Cox is in it. Anna Paquin. I don't know who Quinn Lord is, to be honest. Okay, I will try and give it a go.
This is what I expected when I saw the movie. When I saw the DVD picture of Halloween, I assumed it was gonna movie like Trick or Treat, but apparently it wasn't that. And I mentioned it on the show, and then Gerald was like, "Cap, go watch Trick or Treat," and I watched Trick or Treat, and I was like, "Okay, this was the movie that I was expecting when I rented a movie called Halloween."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like several stories happening in the same town, but also happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like Goosebumps if Goosebumps went a bit further.
Speaking of Goosebumps, I actually saw the first episode of the Disney Plus thing, and then.
Yeah.
When I did that, I realized there was a 1995 Goosebumps show,
Yeah.
and Anakin Skywalker was in it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Wait, which one? Jake
Hayden
Lloyd or Hayden Christensen?
Hayden Christensen. And I was like, what?
Really?
Wow, that's cool. I will tell you what, the 1990s Goosebumps TV series, when I watched that at the time, and I was like, it was scary to me. It genuinely was scary. I was like 10 years old. And I was like, oh, this is a bit scary. But I loved some of those early Goosebumps the books, like Stay Out of the Basement, Say Cheese and Die. Trying to remember what the other really good ones was. What was the next one?
It's Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
Yeah, what was the not the Mummy? There might be a Mummy one. The Dummy.
Oh, Night of the Living Dummy.
Night of the Living Dummy. Yeah. But Stay Out of the Basement. Oh, I love that. Because that is like, it's a plant person. It's a pod person, basically. It's kind of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
But
You know,
David, if you love that, so I did this to you when I saw the thing and I showed you a show called Modern Mystery, and you were like, what is this? The intro was so scary, but then it went all anime-ish later on. But if you stuck with it, if you watch the series Modern Mystery, it's completely free on YouTube, by the way.
I did watch that. That was the one that you told me that was like the Thing, right?
Yeah. You didn't
Yeah, I
complete
watched that, and it was like an Arctic base, and then it was just like a gorilla walking around or something.
No.
What was it?
I don't exactly remember the name of the episode. It's a series. It has several episodes, all of which are based off 80s horror movies and all the
sure it
classic
wasn't called 30 Apes of Night?
No.
Modern Mystery, the
Martin Mystery.
Martin. I should remember that name.
Martin.
Yes.
Okay, Martin Mystery, the Thing. Okay, let's have a look. What is it? The sewer thing? It's not, is it?
No, it's not the sewer thing. They did the actual thing. There's the sewer thing. There's they did everything of the 80s and the 90s only horror movies. Everything is in an episode. It's kind of like what you just described of Goosebumps. Like every paranormal thing is patched into that as an episode, and it's great. It's like some of it's are really scary, but some of it's are
Was it Mark of the Shapeshifter?
Could be. There's several. There's like three.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask AI which episode of Martin Mystery.
I'll get it.
Okay, which episode of Martin Mystery is based on the Thing by John
Marvel Comics Fantastic Four issue number.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've just said by John Carpenter. Is it going to tell me, or is this just okay? The Body Swapper. That's the 11th episode. It's such an annoying thing. Like we should just be. Oh wait, that isn't the 11th episode. The Body Swapper. I think they've got this wrong. Sandman, Troop from Beyond. Yeah, AI. It's not the 11th episode. Unless I half read that and it was going to be like the 11th episode of season 2.
Let me find it on YouTube because it is available on YouTube. all the episodes.
Oh, of the second season. Look at that. I was so quick to look at this. I didn't actually read the full sentence. So season 2. No, it still doesn't. I still can't find it. Oh wait, did I say the 3rd season? Jesus, I can't even remember. I don't care. I've lost interest. Right. Okay. Sorry. It's taking too long. Oh, in fact, if I just put it in the Body Swapper.
It is. Okay, it is the Body Swapper. It is the Body Swapper. No. Okay, it is not the Body Swapper. Sorry.
Well,
it looks like the Body Swapper.
Is it the Body Swapper or isn't it the Body Swapper?
Okay, so there's several aliens in this. I gotta find the right one.
Yeah, but there are so many aliens in Men in Black, and yet I can still identify which episode and which film it is.
Let me see, Bart. Okay, Wooly. Yes, Alaskan Husky Dog features primarily the bodies. They keep selling the Body Swap episode.
Look, this. I'm just going to sum up from this, right? So there's a little floating green alien, and like he's not a gorilla. That's probably just that.
He looks like Wolverine.
That's a cave. that's a caveman that they rescued when they fell into an interdimensional portal, and then he became the muscle of the team.
Of course it is. Right, okay, so look, so here's a force field, which the last few times I've used it hasn't worked, and I've got demonetized. But look, I'm just going to show you here what my issue with it is. Right, watch this animation. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this run. Look at him run. That is my issue with it. It's just too goofy.
Run.
Yeah. He's just like swimming through the air.
Yeah, but they have to make it fun for the kids as well. They can't just go fully on the scare.
Oh, wait a minute. The thing has a dog in it.
It's a dog.
Yes.
Kill the dog.
Yes.
Let it now.
So if you watch the movie The Thing, you get almost all the references.
I am going to watch this again. Maybe not today, maybe not ever, but at some point. I've got it though. I've got it. So I'm gonna click save on it. It won't let me save it. Oh my god! This action is turned off on content made for kids. What? So I can't even save this episode.
It is so through that actually I came to know like obscure like 80s monster movies. There's like one in where there's like a temple where you go to where there's like a monk demon thing. That was really scary when I first watched it. And there's an 80s movie based on that. There's like all the 70s, 80s B horror films are just referenced in the show.
Well, I appreciate them for doing that. I genuinely do. I think more things should.
Well,
but like Goosebumps,
those classic monster movies in a way that kids can watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the basement.
Yeah, but could you imagine if you showed them, I don't know, for example, if you showed them Night of the Living Dead with Martin Mystery, and then the actual Night of the Living Dead, they'll be like, "Oh, mummy, I don't want to sleep tonight." They just have a bat the whole time.
The weird thing, Dave, I think so here's the thing, when they go hard on the horror stuff, as a kid you would go, "What the fuck?" And then they give back to the anime stuff to give you a little bit of chill.
Yeah. Now look, just whilst we're saying this, let's check out. This is the intro. I can't. Bum 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 bum. Right. Oh my god, guys. Okay, hang on. Right.
What time period was this?
Early 90s, but
yeah, I was.
Okay, point. So it is similar to Goosebumps in tone and everything. Like I've had a kind of a up and down year with family stuff and everything, so I haven't been keeping up on this that I was doing. But about a year ago, I got the complete collection of Goosebumps on DVD because I couldn't find it to stream anywhere, and I was reviewing it episode by episode, and it totally holds up, at least to my nostalgia-filled brain.
That's the thing, David. Like, so I learned about the series by watching the new one's first episode. And then I was Googling it, and then the 1995 show episode came up, and I was like, you know what? I'm more fun to watch. It looks like I want to watch this more than the new show. Yeah.
Well, the new Goosebumps show, I watched some episodes of it, but I can't remember why I stopped on Disney. It's a lot more adult, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's they're not even kids. They're
not
like
kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. So they're not. There are some elements of it they're kind of goofing up, but again, they kind of come off as like Gen Z assholes. Speaking of,
it got Ross from Friends in it, hadn't it?
Yeah,
that's in season 2. He's not.
No, he's definitely in season 1 because I saw him in it.
Oh, he's in it. Okay, then. He's probably the writer. I think that's who he is in that thing.
Yeah, he could well be actually.
I wanted to watch it mainly because one of my viewers recommended it, and when I first Googled it, Ross came up, and I was like, "Oh, Ross, this could be fun." But then I saw the first episode, and it was nowhere to be found, and all these kids are acting like adults, and I wasn't into it.
Well, yeah, maybe because Goosebumps was trying to be like a more milder version of Stranger Things. Like the kids were more mature than the adults were.
Do you know what? I think you're right. That's probably what they were going for. They were like, we need this to be our Stranger Things.
Yeah, I actually agree because like Goosebumps is kind of kids horror, so it's not going to go, Shaun of the Dead levels of gore or anything like that. But yeah, I'm going with that it's a Stranger Things like replicant for Disney.
Yeah. Oh, guys, did I tell you a few weeks ago that I'd seen the Stranger Things show on the West End?
I think you mentioned it in passing.
Oh, do you know, it was so good. It was one of the most impressive like theatre shows that I've actually ever been to. And it's not because like it was really well acted, but just in terms of making a TV show come to life on stage, like the ideas they had in it were just incredible. Like they had genuinely scary jump scare moments. I was sat in the front row, admittedly from an obscured angle, so I had to be like sat up like this to see everything. But being that close, wow, like you felt like you were really in Stranger Things. But
So it was
that was
like a
impressive.
sit-down theatre show, not in like an immersion theatre like the War of the Worlds one.
No, this was like the West End show. So
Sweet.
what is it called? It's called The First Shadow. This is no major spoiler. I think it does have a little bit of a tricky time completely reconciling, but it is canon to the show. But it kind of does. The only thing that has trouble reconciling with the show is that Jim and what's Winona Ryder's character called? I forget. Shit, whatever. Right, but you see them when they're at high school, and then there are Stranger Things happening, and it's like, well, wouldn't you then not be surprised when weird stuff starts happening when you're adults, like 15, 20 years later?
Yep.
But they do enough so that they don't quite witness everything. And so, but you'd still be aware. Like if in your everyday life, it's just like, oh, well, like there might be a ghost. And then later in 15 years, when there is a ghost, you can't then be like, ghosts aren't real. It's like, 15 years ago, you had a near encounter with a ghost and everyone was talking about it. So,
They're
but
still in denial, David.
It's
They're
what?
They're still in denial, David. Like the Scooby-Doo gang, they've been in denial since they went to Zombie Island and they saw the witches go. They're still like, there are no more ghosts.
I thought they'd been in denial since they crashed in Egypt.
Yeah.
Right.
I did not understand that reference.
Nile, the River Nile.
It's a dad joke.
It is.
It's a
Yeah.
pun.
It's a bad joke.
Oh, dear.
Leave
it to the professionals, David. Leave the bad jokes to the professionals.
Yeah.
You'll make Cap out of a job.
Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly check something before I bring it up.
Okay.
But there is a trailer for the new Silent Hill movie, Return to Silent Hill.
Oh.
But because it's a horror film, I have to watch this first to make sure it's not going to suddenly have like tits aplenty or things that's going to get this.
What kind of person would recommend that for watching on the channel?
I hope there is no dog in it. I was like so worried for that dog in that movie.
No, Cap. The way I see it, and I learned this from rewatching Jaws, if you're in a horror film, anyone who goes, anything goes. It don't matter if you're a kid, a dog, an adult, a granny. You are a target.
That's why I was scared, Dave.
Everyone should be a target.
No, that's why I was so scared, Dave. Like I was like, I know there's a child, I know there's a dude who's trying to save his baby and his wife, but I was like, the German Shepherd needs to live.
Okay, right. So I'm going to put the force field on, but soon enough, I'm going to try my very best to find out how to defeat needing to use this force field. I want us to be able to hear these trailers and watch them properly and react to them because that's commentary. We should be able to do that. But
how about the Superman trailer, Superman Shield, Dave? I think that worked for a while, right?
What's the Superman? The Justice League one.
Yeah. That worked better than.
Okay, I'll put it on for now, but we can barely see it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just go with this for now. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is based off the guy from the character James from Silent Hill 2, just because there's one shot that looks similar, but he doesn't look enough like James. But there is one shot that looks very similar. Because I know that and that's the shot, the looking in the mirror shot. Let's just go back to that. Have you guys played Silent Hills?
No.
Cap, I can't believe that.
I should.
You should. Okay, so look, so let's see if I can get that shot. This is the iconic shot I'll try to bring up the.
Oh yeah, because that's like the beginning of the. Well, I only saw it in the remake, the Silent Hill 2 bit where he is in a bathroom in a like
Silent
just near the town or
Hill
something.
2 mirror. Let's have a look. So yeah, like instantly. So this is the interesting thing. I'll show you both the original and the remake, and I'll be honest, the original still looks better. So this is the shot from the original.
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, like that's a 2000. That's a PS2 game, and then they updated the character to look like that, and he looks nothing like what he's meant to. But that's the shot from the original. That's the shot from the remake, and then you can see it's obviously meant to be James. It's the exact same shot. Silent Hill 2 is great, and the remake of Silent Hill 2, if you haven't played it, is really worth the play. But I would say for any of you, it's not actually like Resident Evil. It is true survival horror. The Silent Hill games are like, if Resident Evil is here, Silent Hill is like there. In certain respects, Silent Hill is better. It's more the psychological horror, the fear of the unknown and what you can't see. The storyline is bonkers at times.
I know about the 2 pyramids that were doing.
Oh, okay. Well, let's play this because you'll see some of this soon anyway. So the big thing with Silent Hill is that you have like the nurses where their faces aren't really visible. The original one literally had babies, like skinless babies, coming to you. There's Pyramid Head. That's what you're referring to. And this character, which debuted in Silent Hill 2, is like Silent Hill's equivalent to like Nemesis, basically.
Yeah.
And the movies, they're better as movies generally than the Resident Evil movies. Whereas the Resident Evil movies don't try to capture the horror of the games and anything like that. The films of Silent Hill were very close to the films of to the games. So,
but isn't that in the David in the movie that they're like mutants, not really any sort of like this kind of thing? They're like radiating mutants or something, or am I showing about
it might be. Like I can't remember, to be honest. So I haven't seen the Silent Hill films. God, maybe in 10 years. I think they say that there is some reason for why it might be that they're mutant from nuclear waste, or I think they lean into witchcraft or something like this.
Yeah, they kind of add some like real world logic into a psychological horror.
Yeah, this is the new Silent Hill game. This is Silent Hill F, which is set in Japan, which is really weird because it's obviously it's not set in Silent Hill. But it's kind of like saying, if you had Stranger Things, but just set in a different town, in a different country.
It's going to be the Grudge.
The same monsters and stuff. But yeah, no, this looks great.
That is gorgeous.
Let's see if we can find something. Oh my god, so that's going to be something scary. This looks something scary.
Whoa! Why so serious?
Yeah, exactly. Smile. But yeah, so the interesting thing is,
we can fight. Yeah, we can beat the shit out of them. Yes.
See, Silent Hill was always good. It would give you like a metal pipe or like a big board or a baseball bat. You'd have a lot more melee combat than you would in Resident Evil.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like the thing of like Leon being able to hold a gun makes sense because he's a cop. But having the average Joe pick up a gun and be a dead shot as soon as he picks it up, it's not believable anymore.
See, I haven't played all of the Silent Hills by quite some distance, but I've played 1, 2, 3, 4. I've played a couple of. They've remade 1 and 2, and they're going to remake 1 again because the remake they did of the first one, literally the remake of Silent Hill 1, you don't get a gun in it. They make it always like, no, you just have to run.
That's cool.
But yeah, so like, but the story, similar to Resident Evil, like when you play Silent Hill 2, it's completely different characters to Silent Hill 1. and which is what Resident Evil did.
Resident Evil is kind of linear, and it's all umbrella, all like Umbrella, Blue Umbrella, and so on.
Conspiracy.
Silent Hill is like for Silent Hill, every protagonist it's different every time.
Well, no, it's not actually. Well, this is a spoiler, right? Can I give the spoiler? It's such an old game, and you know you'll be years away from playing.
Yeah. I mean,
so Silent Hill 3. Okay, Silent Hill 3. You play as the daughter that you were trying to rescue in Silent Hill 1. Mm-hmm. And that might be a big spoiler. Right? That's why I apologize if it is. Just because I can't remember if that was a reveal at the time. Where you suddenly find out how these is connected to the first one. But then Silent Hill 4 is completely different characters, I think, again. Or it might have some connection to 2. But there's basically 2 main stories. But then they did Silent Hill Origins and Downpour, and by the time it was on like PS 3, I kind of fell away from it. But apparently it's making a big comeback. Oh my gosh, have either of you played PT?
Yes. No, never again. Fuck off. No.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I hated it, but I loved it. You know, it's that kind of hate that I loved it because. The thing, so this is one of my phobias in like horror and that is I can't stand like the babies like screaming and crying, and like in PT, there's the one in the sink. You know, I had to rip my headphones off because I could not stand the sound.
Okay, Cap, have you played?
Or is it just annoying?
Okay, look, I'm just going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up, right? So,
oh God,
no, I won't. Look, the whole game, unfortunately, is 20 minutes. Just to put context to it, they announced that they put out a demo which was just called Playable Teaser (PT), and it was only when you completed it that you found out what this was a teaser of. And what they revealed at the end, I'll show it in a minute, is that this was a playable teaser for a game called Silent Hills, and it was going to be a multiverse thing. And this was many years before the multiverse was overdone. And it was going to be like that. There's different layers of Silent Hill, which was always in the games because there was sort of like the normal world and then sort of like the rusted evil version, the hellscape version. But this was going to have even more to it. This is the reason why Resident Evil 7 went first person, because Silent Hill did it first. And it was going to be directed by the guy that created Metal Gear Solid. And suddenly, in the middle of development, there was a massive falling out and he left. And that's why we've got Death Stranding starring Norman Reedus, because Norman Reedus was going to be the main character in this. But let's just play this for a second. You can play it with sound.
Yeah, so
you're playing this trailer.
The concept behind it, Cap, is there was a whole thing going around as well at the time when this came out, that it was a looping corridor. The idea behind it is that you go from one door to the other, and every time it's different. Something's different every time, and it gives you something to interact with.
It was such a clever idea. It's just a corridor, and there's a couple of rooms you can't open, and then at certain points you might be able to.
So you'd see that the door is shut, so you wouldn't go through it. You turn around, you go back the other way, because everything happens either on a timer or you have to do a set thing before you can go back through the door.
Look, you hear like knocking.
This is the game I would not play, mainly because I can't do anything.
Yeah, mate.
The thing is, now the door is open.
It's so good. This is what really got me into horror.
And you go and you're straight back there again. And it's like you're like, what? What's the point of this? Okay,
but I do have to get you guys' opinion on this. So for me, like the reason why I like Resident Evil a lot, again, you can fight the monsters back, and I'm more oriented towards that. Like, what do you guys get when you play a game where you can't really, fight the monster? Most of the time you're running from it. Like, what's the different rush there?
Oh, that's a really good question, Cap. I think so. If you can't fight the monsters, it's the suspense, really. It's the hiding. Okay, so Cap, have you ever played Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, some of it I did never really.
You didn't get into it. So one of the things which I thought was great, and this is a good example of it. Same creator. Look, cockroaches suddenly. And you're like, what's in here? Oh shit! Did you see that face?
Yeah.
Right. So in Metal Gear Solid, it kind of revolutionized things because you'd run up and you'd see a bad guy and you'd just hide behind a wall. You'd be laying flat against the wall and you just have to wait for them to go past. And it's like, well, that's kind of like in real life. It's like if you don't want to get into a fight absolutely every time. You know,
That's
sometimes
what-
you just want to.
So have you played the first movie Hulk game, David?
The first what?
Yeah, when the
Yes.
Hulk movie came out, there was a video game released on it. So
No, I haven't.
in that game, so you get to play as the Hulk, especially the action bit. But before every Hulk action bit, you had to play as Banner, and you had to sneak into places, get out of places, and things like that. And you really can't do anything as Banner. Most of the time, you're doing what you're actually doing in this thing. And I always
Look, hang on, one second. Look, Resident Evil 7 was such a rip-off that they even go the same direction of there's a mirror and you can never see the main character's face. Like, literally, Resident Evil, they were just like, shit, that PT looks good. If they're not going to make it, we are, basically. And that was Resident Evil 7. But go ahead, Kat. Go ahead.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing with so you can't do anything much of it. Mostly the suspense is the one that's killing you. But I get frustrated. I was like, I want to punch it back.
I was the
I
same.
do get that.
Like Alcatraz. There's a mission where you go to Alcatraz in that game, and you have to avoid the spotlights. Otherwise, and you can't change into the Hulk. It makes you so powerless that you cannot change into the Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
when the guards
level.
catch you, you could try fighting them as Bruce Banner, but you're still gonna die.
I suppose like on Resident Evil, it's like with the lickers. So you can, if you walk past the lickers, they won't be able to hear you.
Bullshit.
And so then, no, it's true.
Dave already did that. It did not go well.
I called bullshit on that.
It's true though. It is true. Because they're blind. And so it just and obviously survival horror, the idea was always we're not going to give you quite enough ammo, so you have to pick and choose. And then with a couple of the Silent Hill games, this being one of them, and the other being the original remake of the first game, which was like on the Wii, they're like, we're not going to give you any weapons. All you can do is hide and run. And it's like that adds another level to. Now, personally, I didn't like it in as much as I want a gun, you know, I want to be able to fight back. But there is something that it adds.
Dave, take off your headphones for a bit. I want to talk about Resident Evil 4 on David.
Go on then.
On that note, dude, like in Resident Evil 4, you know that monsters that you can't really kill, they just keep healing, and they have like insides, the plagas inside of them, and you can only see them through infrared. And if you only shoot them, they would be able to die. Otherwise, they'll just keep coming back.
Are these the regenerators?
Yeah, the blob things that just
Yeah.
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 You can't really do anything with them.
Yeah.
When I first played it, so in Resident Evil 6, there's similar monsters like that. But the thing is, like, they're even slower, so you can basically throw away their bodies for different directions, and they will be able to generate faster. But these things, even in hard difficulty, they heal super fast. And I didn't know there was an infrared thing or anything like that. So I just keep shooting at the thing, and I completely lost the ammo. Finally, I got so fed up, I took out the knife, and I just stabbed at it. And apparently I killed it because I killed all the bug things that was inside of it.
Yeah. Well, there you go, like trial and error and everything. And you eventually find that the knife is what led you to how to do it.
Yeah, but again, that happened in the point of rage that coming out like, fuck it, I'll die like this, and then I made it. That's a different feeling than like these things. Come back, David. Now we're going back to Silent Hill. Come back, Dave. Come back.
You can come back. You can come back. Right, so I've skipped this on. Like, I'll play it for a little bit just so we can see the ending. But yeah, like, not being able to fight at all, it just makes it a different kind of game. Like,
Can I
and
throw my hat in the ring on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, because when I did Outlast, it was that thing. The choices were to run, hide, and die, and even that, all you had was a camcorder with night vision on it, and yeah, it was the same thing. And I felt like, especially like having my tyrant, which was Chris Walker, who's just following me around the whole time, and is either run the hell away and try and escape, otherwise my head gets ripped off. And Cap, you watched my Outlast stuff, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I get excited because I'm getting chased, but also at the same time I'm like, fuck off, no. That's, and one of the stupid things I did, I'll say on here, one of the stupid things I did was I hid behind a corner, and I was in his patrol room, and I thought, oh shit, I've gone on his patrol room. Please walk straight past me. Don't notice I'm here. But the minute he walked in the door, he stood right next to the place where I was hiding. He looked, was like, oh crap, I'm gonna die.
Oh gosh. Look at that, look, there's the ghost, there's the ghost.
No.
Is the Slender Man?
No, Slender Man is different. That is, oh god, that.
It's the ghost. Now look, this is the point, because it's coming up telling you what to do. It says stand still, feel the vibration. I have no idea how the world came together to work out the solution to this game, but it tells you at a certain point just a minute ago, plug your microphone in, and then you have to say, I forget what the phrase is, you have to say a random phrase into the microphone to make the game progress, otherwise it never will.
Wow.
Yeah, phone rings, stand by it. Look, this is telling you how to beat this game. It's such a specific set of things you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I had to look up, what do you do? Because I was just forever going around the corridor. You could only get halfway through without somebody. In Japan? Yeah, it's Konami.
It makes sense. I think this and there's also the Final Fantasy VII where it takes you 17 hours to beat a one monster. Japan's like, play this video game as you would do as your real job. Only then you would beat it.
Do they do this in VR as well, or is it just like...
No, this was never in VR.
Console, wasn't it?
This was just PS3.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was PS4, wasn't it? PS4.
Yeah, it was PS4.
And then they took it, so like I have still got this on my PS4. And so Well, yeah, I'd never delete it.
It was what I would do. Is
Look,
if it was me,
every day we'd eat the same kind of food, dress the same. Oh, hang on, let's just turn it up.
Yeah, he was just that kind of guy. But then one day he goes and kills us all. He couldn't even be original about the way he did it. I'm not complaining. I was dying of boredom anyway. But guess what? I will be coming back.
I want to know what this story was.
Toys with me.
Oh my!
Look, he kills us all, and then he's coming back. It sounds like Jack Baker from Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They literally just took this, and so this was the reward. You hadn't seen the character the whole time, and then you suddenly saw this. This was PS4 at its very best.
Oh my god, it's Leon Kennedy.
It's not...
No, it's even better than that. So this is the first time in this whole thing you've seen the outside world.
Oh my god, it's Carlos.
Guillermo del Toro? What's this? What's going on?
I guess he was the director? Maybe?
These graphics, when you first saw it, were incredible.
Double D, Daryl Dixon.
Norman Reedus.
He's been in a lot of video games.
Yeah.
And then when this moment, and it's suddenly got the the Silent Hill theme, and then the S.
Brilliant.
The S.
Oh, so good. So good.
I mean, that was one of those video game tragedies that never got made.
Yeah. Oh my god. Any others that come to mind, guys?
Tragedies do, but have you guys played Alan Wake?
Yes, love that game.
That's the only game, David, is where you can fight back, and I was still fucking scared. I was so scared playing that game.
Alan Wake is a great game. Dave, add that to your list, right? It's another survival horror, Resident Evil-ish type game. The character Alan Wake is a horror author, and throughout the game he narrates it, and it feels like you're in a Stephen King story. It's so good. I've got the sequel. I haven't played it yet.
The sequel, not so much, David. I tried some bits of it. I really didn't feel it. It's kind of because the best thing about it is the bad guy. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But like the bad guy was in the first one. That's like really fucking creepy. In the second one, it's not that. It's kind of a Lucifer play, like a Faustian play on things, evil clone, that type of shit. So it didn't really work for me. The first one it got me. I can shoot back, but it got me good.
Yeah. One of the great mechanics with Alan Wake is that you can shoot back, but the monsters are invulnerable until you shine a flashlight on them long enough to make them vulnerable. It's so many good things in that game.
And that's why they really used that. Again, that's the bringing the elements of it, right? With the darkness is the thing that scares you the really most. You can't see anything. And in this game, if it's too dark, you are fucked. You need to find the nearest light source so you can face whatever that's coming your way. Otherwise, you have these two things in your head going off.
Yeah.
What is that thing? I'm looking at it now on Steam, and I'm like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Is there anything else that's on your mind? You know, we don't have to wrap things. I'm not saying we have to wrap things yet, but what have you seen? What else is there?
I want to go back to the movie F1. I still can't believe it how that movie is so much better to me than the new Superman film. Just out of presentation, cinematography, the story you can say it's another sports drama movie, but man, that film had so much charisma. We have to give Brad Pitt some props. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that man now does movies and he just like the last action star is still here. That kind of vibe completely goes with Brad Pitt. I know that I thought like in the early days, the actors who had made it, I thought Will Smith will be still with the king, but he didn't. Like his career kind of went to shit. But Brad Pitt somehow kind of faded away a little bit. But then now it's like every movie that comes out, most of the time that I'm really watching is Brad Pitt films.
Yeah. What's your favorite Brad Pitt film?
I have to say Oceans and then Fight Club.
Oh, do you know what? Like Ocean's 11, the first one.
Yeah.
I can't. I watched the second one, couldn't stand it. Didn't watch any others after it.
I saw the whole series, even the one with Sandra Bullock one. First one is still my favorite because it has Ross Geller's dad in it, and I was still laughing at the fact that it was Ross Geller's dad.
Yeah.
Second one, I think that's the problem with these kind of movies. When you try to do sequels and things like that, it's like, oh, it's another bigger heist. Although, David, you have to give the second one for one thing. You know that laser scene, that music shit? That you had to give it to that. It gave us one of the most coolest music / scene.
Yeah, like, okay, so for me, Brad Pitt films that come to mind, like Fight Club is really good, but it's not a film I want to watch repeatedly. Like, if I watch it once every 2 or 3 years, like when I go to put it on a year later, I'm like, I'm like, oh, I remember this too well, and then I can't watch it straight away because it's one of the films where once you know what the deal is, some of the effect is lost. But World War Z, I've seen a surprising number of times.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Why,
I think that film got some merit. Why don't you like World War Z? I thought it was
human characters are dulls and stupid.
Peter Capaldi is in it.
I don't mind Peter Capaldi. He's the only smart character I can tolerate in that. Everyone else, especially Brad Pitt's character, is dumb as shit.
Is it because?
Oh,
is
look, there's
it because
people
he
running
cut
down
me
the
off?
street with the zombies attacking. I'm going to take 10 seconds to just stare at the danger that's coming my way. He has so much plot armor.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have plot armor. If you're in a horror movie, plot armor does not exist.
But here's the thing: it's not really a horror movie. It's an action movie.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi. I mean, it's more the horror element is more than I would say it's a big part of it, but it's more like it's kind of like the Alien movie with this like biology, science, Jurassic Park-ish kind of theme to it.
No, but for me, it's like Brad Pitt's character has Tom Cruise War of the Worlds levels of plot armor. Like everything just happens around him instead of to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's say it's a good zombie film.
Yeah.
But I just can't stand the plot armor that Brad Pitt has in that film. It bothers me.
I also for David, I would also recommend that you check out F1 because it might end up being your favorite Brad movie that you can watch.
I really wanted to see it. Like, I think I've missed the chance to see it at the cinema now. Like, over and over again, I wanted to see it.
It's probably in Paramount Plus now, so you can probably watch it.
Yeah,
I don't even have Paramount.
Oh my god!
But it's.
Go ahead.
But it is odd to find out. Like, I mean, like I first like, is it something wrong with me? Why am I enjoying this racing in the Superman movie? Like every shot, I'm so excited. I want to know the story. I want to see how this guy's gonna pull this off. Oh, he has this other character. When I was watching the Superman movie, okay, that was good. Yeah, that was bad. Oh, the costume sucks. Who are these assholes? Okay, that was a bit heartwarming. It was annoying. And I'm going through the motions when I'm watching Superman. While in this one, I was completely invested on a fucking racing movie.
Yeah, like I heard such good things about it. I just completely missed it. No, I don't think it's showing. I'm trying to see if it's on over this weekend. Then
Didn't Brad Pitt do another racing
on at the
movie?
cinema at the moment. Like,
Sorry,
honestly.
Didn't Brad Pitt do another racing film? Was it Rush?
No, that was Chris Hemsworth.
Ah. Nah. I don't watch much the way of racing movies. After Fast and Furious, I was just like, I'm done with racing movies.
There is absolutely nothing on at the cinema this week.
Give me something with golf and I'm fine.
Tiger Woods documentary starring Dave MC.
No.
But Dave, do you know what his real name is?
Who?
What, Brad Pitt?
Like Tiger Woods' real name?
Is it Brad Pitt?
No, so here's the thing. I put this in my stand-up bits. Tiger Woods' real name is Eldred Tont Woods. Okay?
Tom Woods.
Sounds
like a D&D character. Eldritch
Tom.
Now
here's the thing, Dave. He had such an elegant name, such a golf name, but when he signed up for the first golf tournament, he was like, "No, give me the name Tiger Woods."
Well, who can blame him? To be honest, who can blame him?
My golfing name would be Brown Bear MC. You know.
Pro wrestling golf.
Grizzly Bear Dave is here on the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You go on, Cap.
No, I think it rekindles for again. Like I wouldn't probably be seeking like as geeks, we tend to seek out like sci-fi or horror or a sort of genre type films. It's rarely when we get to see some sort of like slice of life films like racing movies and things like that. And mainly when it gets to the Oscars and you hear a lot of things about it and you're like, oh, let's check this film out. And it's like, oh, it's a great film. Otherwise, we see it on TV. But now I have like the hunger for like to check out more films like this one.
Yeah. They are out there, man. Go and find a racing movie.
I am growing old.
Oh God, he's getting old. He's maturing.
No, do you know what? I think you bring up a really good point. Like, especially, look, we're on Geek Battle, and it's always superhero this, science fiction, time travel, multiverse, slasher, like even like cartoon or whatever. Like we don't often just say about like, oh, this was like a good like action movie, or like you just said, like, oh, this, you know, because I'm sure there's a ton of action car racing at least, you know, in this film, and we kind of overlook it, but it also feels like there's not tons and tons of those films. It feels like you don't get them in the same way that you perhaps did in the past.
But
It's like comedies as well. Like comedies have mostly gone away. Like we spoke about Naked Gun recently. There's hardly any actual comedy films, and you'll get action, but even like Fast and Furious, which is racing and action, like how much is that actually science fiction nowadays?
Give it time. Give it time.
Like, okay, so here's the question then. So what is a genuine action film that isn't science fiction that's come out this year or last year?
John Wick?
John Wick, yeah, no, that's a good point. So what did we have? What was the one that they just did Ballerina?
Yeah.
And Nobody 2 came out as well. I haven't seen it yet, but Nobody was an action film.
Yeah. Other than that, Chris Hemsworth's what is it? Rescue Netflix thing? I forgot the name of it. Where he goes and saves a kid from India, and then the second one he goes to the kid and tries to save a white. Yeah, Extraction. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, do you know, like so many of these Netflix films, like I think they're so bad I don't even watch most of them nowadays. Like the majority of films which are like, oh, it's a Netflix film and it's got Chris Hemsworth or Will Smith or whoever. When a film debuts on Netflix, I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, that's a big star. I'll get 15 minutes into it, and then I'll suddenly realize I have no idea what's going on. It's lost my attention, and I switch it off. That's the majority of movies on Netflix.
My best Netflix movie, if it's not animated, I would say, David, that you should check out is Bright. It's a Will Smith film. It should have gone.
That was like the first Netflix movie after Bird Box, wasn't it? Like the first big.
I think so. Yeah. It even had a theatrical release, I think, in Netflix theater.
I'll give it a second go, Cap. But that is that is a prime example of I watched it for 15 minutes and I was like, I don't know what's happening in this film because I've got bored.
Here's the thing. That had a good element that I liked. So we know the urban fantasy trope, right? There's like fantastical things in it. Kids know about it, or some adults know about it, but the rest of the world doesn't. But this one did a really good thing I really liked. Put all the fantasy element right out. Everyone knows about it. It's a part of the world. It's now an urban environment. Elves are rich assholes who live in the upper state town. Orcs are like this, like ostracized people. And there's like fairies instead of bugs, and all these D&D elements in an urban environment. It just scratched an itch that I didn't even know I had. I was like, oh, wow, this is so cool. Imagine like you're a human cop solving a fairy's murder death on a city that's populated with fantasy characters. It really did scratch an itch. I think they really had something with it. But I think the film didn't actually do well when it first came out. And
I think it was like a big hit for Netflix.
Oh, wasn't a hit? Then why did they do a sequel? That film was like ended. There was room for a sequel.
Okay, so let me quickly look up. Maybe I'm wrong, but well, that's the interesting thing with Netflix and like Disney Plus. It's like how are these things actually a hit at all? Because what money do they make? Because unless it encourages people to subscribe, then where do they get any box office?
Yeah, you got a point there because you're not making money per view. You're making per viewer.
Yeah. Or per subscription. So I think there are the versions of Netflix now that have some adverts, and like I know Amazon Prime has adverts and stuff like this, but it's like, how does Netflix make money for the fact that it's got a new Will Smith movie on it versus that people just bought it because Stranger Things and Cobra Kai come on there periodically. And like it's interesting because even though it was the big thing with Netflix of we're going to drop this whole season at once, like bit by bit, lots of things are like, well, we're just going to dish it out. Like even Netflix, it's like, here's Stranger Things season 4, part 1 and part 2. That might have been because of the pandemic, but
that's the stupidest thing that Netflix does, David, is that like they don't, like Amazon is like, okay, we're going to release episode per week. Netflix is like, we're going to release half of the episode and the next thing like in 3 months. Like what? You're not even gonna do it by week. Then why are you releasing like something for The Witcher? They did like this. They released until episode 8, and then 9 was like 2 months later. I was like, I'm not gonna be.
But you think of the logic of it. So they did it with Cobra Kai. Was the last season in 2 or 3 parts?
3 parts.
3 parts. So what that means is every other season from when they got Cobra Kai, they drop it on one day. People binge watch it in a day. Word of mouth spreads. Some people be like, "Oh, I need to subscribe to Netflix." They'll get it. So even Squid Game season 2 basically was season 3 was season 2 part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so if everyone watched Squid Game, it's like, "Oh, I haven't had Netflix in 3 years. I better get Netflix again." You get it for that 1 month. You don't need it again. But now it's like, oh, well, I better wait for season 3 in 6 months' time. They're hoping that people were just going to, well, let's see what else is on there on the in between. Because Netflix used to drop everything like day one. It would be the whole season. They'd get all the buzz. Everyone would watch it. And then their friends would feel, oh, I've got to watch it before I hear the spoilers. But then there's no reason for them to watch it the next month. So they don't need to keep subscribing. And so now, obviously, people have grown weary of that. So now they're splitting things up. And eventually, whereas like at first it was like, I'm just going to get Netflix because I used to have to get TV and cable and satellite and whatever else and Freeview. And now I can just get Netflix and everything's on there. But now we're 10 years later. Now I have to get Disney and Amazon Prime and Hulu and Paramount and Netflix. And so the only way that they can combat all of these is by just going back to what it was originally. But along the way, they've killed original TV.
Mm-hmm.
So now you do the exact same thing you did with original TV, but now you just do it on Netflix and Disney Plus.
I would say they can bring back doing what they did with cables, like you have packages. But I think all these companies are so. I mean, like at that TV time, there was networks, right? There's like a branch of things had control over different things, and they would be able to package it in, even sometimes doing a partnership deal with Disney or something like that. So it's all kids content managed by this network, and they can get all the different channels on there. That thing is not now non-existent nowadays. So I don't see that happening.
Well, think about it. Like, I think the other thing that comes to my mind, and I'm sorry if I'm off topic, but it's like with the BBC and that, when the BBC had iPlayer, I think iPlayer was like way before Netflix. I might be wrong on that front. But you'd have
definitely.
like, because I'd watch it for like Doctor Who stuff. So I'd watch a Doctor Who episode, then I'd watch it again on iPlayer, and it'd be up there for about a week, and then it'd be gone. And it, God damn it! And then it would. You know, they put it on BBC 3 or BBC 4 or on I think it was, what was the other one? I think it was like Gold or something. They put like classic Doctor Who on there as well. And now it's almost like everyone has that sort of streaming platform. Like everyone's seen that. Oh, we can put our TV show on there. You know, is anyone realistically going to go back and watch all of Cobra Kai, like finish it off on season 6, part 3? Are they then going to go all the way back to season 1 and watch it all the way from the beginning again? You know, you're muted.
I think sorry about that, guys. I think it depends how much you like the individual show, because there are some shows. Like I am actually on the Jodie Whittaker season at the moment, and it sucks, right? But I have gone back and watched all of the modern Doctor Who's again, and I probably at some point would be happy to watch Cobra Kai from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not quite yet, but probably in a year, or even if it's 2 years. Like, And there are
Maybe
certain
you
things
went
I'll go
back
back
to
to.
see Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who instead of watching Bungo Stray Dog after
Yeah.
I've been sending you clips after clips.
No, but
Yeah,
Cap,
no.
you misunderstand. Jodie Whittaker's run is so bad, it has to be rewatched to see how bad it actually is.
This is the first time, to be fair, this is the first time I've rewatched it since the original, since it came on. And the first season is so unmemorable.
Yeah.
There's this episode with big spiders. There's an episode with Rosa Parks where they go back into history. There's the guy that looks like he's got teeth on his face. I can't remember a lot of what these stories were. But it was so hated that literally you can see that they panicked and they were like, Daleks, the Master. And then, oh God, I'm sorry, guys, I'm about to nerd rage, right? Then they were like, I've got an idea. 5 years ago, they did a storyline where the Doctor pretended that he wasn't the Doctor anymore, but he couldn't remember. And they did the exact same story. And then they was like, oh, they also did a story 3 years ago where there was a secret Doctor we didn't know about. And they recycled things that they had literally just done. But in the process, with the Timeless Child storyline, they undid 60 years of the whole story to be that, oh no, nothing we thought we knew was accurate. The Time Lords aren't who we think we are. The Doctor isn't the Time Lord. Even the idea. Look, where is Jodie? Look, there's Jodie Whittaker. She was cast. Even forget Curse of Fatal Death and Joanna Lumley as the first female Doctor, and then they undid that with this stupid fugitive Doctor storyline, where it's like, what? So now Jodie wasn't even the first female Doctor. They literally, in one storyline, they undid everything that the show had ever been. I've never seen something self-destruct so hard.
No, Dave, there is one example, and that is Star Wars.
Star Wars. Well,
yeah. It did what you exactly said.
And they did it at the exact same time as the thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the same year. Like, so about, was it, when did The Force Awakens, not The Force Awakens, what's it called?
The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi.
What year did that come out? 2017 or 18?
Yeah, 2018.
Okay, and what year did Jodie become the Doctor? Was it 2017 or 18?
2018.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, the exact same year. It's
the dark timeline. It's the dark timeline.
It was like the worst era. Like, and again, and I've said this loads of times, the way Jodie played the Doctor, I was okay with. She was energetic. You know, the dialogue was a bit trash because all of her dialogue was just like, what? That can't happen. That's impossible. Oh, unless it is. But that's brilliant. And it would be like, wait, you didn't explain anything, but now we've just moved on past it, right? But I liked the energy. It could have been really good.
Although, David, your impression, I haven't seen Jodie's Doctor, but like your impression of her reminded me of what David Tennant does in every episode.
But that's the thing.
That is it, Cap. You've hit it on the head.
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker was in Broadchurch with David Tennant, and then she just copied his performance, which isn't a bad thing, because it's meant to be a continuation of the same character, but the dialogue, you know, they got away with wibbly wobbly timey wimey, and then they had the idea that, do you know what, we don't need to explain anything other than that the Doctor can just suddenly be like, how could that happen? Unless it did happen. And then they just move on without explaining anything. And they do it in every single episode.
Yeah.
It
was just so bad. And I can't. The Timeless Child is just one thing I would love to just retcon everything for. Because I'll say this. So you sort, well, you know, in the Timeless Child, they show a clip which is from a Tom Baker episode called "The Brains of Morbius," where the Doctor and another Time Lord called Morbius, which is just his brain in a jar. Yeah, and they show that they have like a mental chess kind of thing, and you see their faces in this projection. And I was like, oh look, who are those other faces? I mean, those were, well, non-story wise, those are faces of cast and crew, because one of them was a producer who went on to work on the show later. But they're like, oh, those are classic faces of the Doctor, and they never did anything with it. And I'm like, yeah, the reason they didn't do anything with it is because it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
What makes you think adding it in 2018 or 2019? What makes you think it's going to work now? It did. Let's like, again, I use this example. It's Godzilla versus the Army. It's not going to change anything.
Okay, so Dave, help me remember. Did they canonize? Well, no, it was already canon, but it was just ignored after the Brain of Morbius. When did they show that? Was that during the era of Jodie? It was, wasn't it? During the time of Child.
Yeah, it was. It was in that serial as well because they had the mental thing with I've forgotten the other Doctor's name. I'm really sorry. Like the fugitive Doctor was in this
Joe Martin.
Mindscape. Yeah, Joe Martin's Doctor was in the Mindscape with her. It's like she held her head and did this. Yeah, here you go. This is it. So and they're like, but I say there were 2 Time Lords attached to it. You had the Doctor and you had Morbius on there as well.
This wasn't
Albert Einstein.
This was the first time. No, come on, that's John Pertwee, right? So you see the previous faces. So you see the previous faces, and look, clearly it then goes from 4 to 3 to 2, and then it goes back to William Hartnell.
It goes to Bill Hartnell.
And then, so this is the debate, because now you see this other face. They do have a camera shot changed in between, but it's like, but could this be the from Morbius? But no, like I believe their intention was this to be previous Doctors.
Yeah.
That one always looks like Yoko Ono to me. I don't know why. You see what I mean? That's like Yoko Ono suddenly in there, right? So they did this. But it completely broke the show at the time, and so they completely ignored it. Because the idea is that the Doctor, a Time Lord, has 13 lives. They introduce in the classic series that the Masters used them all, and then has to do this whole thing to get like more lives back, to steal lives, steal bodies by the time it's Eric Roberts. And with the Doctor, they're like, shit, this is the character the show has to follow. We can't do that. People were mad to a degree when they introduced John Hurt as the War Doctor, because they're like, you've just used up a life. And when David Tennant regenerated twice, and then because they were like, but that might be the same one. Matt Smith then said, well, he used it up twice. We're like, why are you running the show out of his lives like that? And so, and then we also knew that there was meant to be the evil version of the Doctor, the Valiard, who exists just before the last version. They skipped over. And then 5 years later, they're like, do you know what? We're just going to canonize that there's another 5 Doctors that we just saw. We're going to then say that he was several succession of children that get murdered so that they can steal the secret of regeneration. And it's like, everything we knew about the show is wrong now. Everything is different.
Yep. And the worst part is in that episode as well, they say, like, the secret of regeneration, that's Time Lord Society. That's what made Time Lord Society. And I'm like, backtrack. What is the race called? Time Lords. They're not called the Regeneration Lords. They're called Time Lords. And it's like they completely, like, the way I would word it, and this is my headcanon for what if they were going to do the Timeless Child, make it that Rassilon ordered it. Because Rassilon's whole thing was he wanted to be immortal. So he would issue the thing for, we need to survive. I want to live longer. Find a solution. Find me a way to live forever. And then because Omega was the reason that time travel exists. So have Rassilon be the reason regeneration exists.
But even then, the little girl that fell off a cliff and then turned into someone else.
It shouldn't be the Doctor.
Yeah, exactly. But also, what was that? What species is this?
Nobody
it's another mystery. It's like
he's a demigod.
Like the whole point when we got to the 50th episode of the 50th anniversary, I think the penultimate episode before it was called "The Name of the Doctor," and they'd teased for 2 years the question hidden in plain sight, and it was like, this is genius. The question hidden in plain sight, Doctor Who, and they're going to answer it for the 50th anniversary, and they're like, no. We're just going to add more mysteries. More mysteries. You won't even know what species the character is anymore. And And then we're going to do this whole thing where we bring back the Time Lords. Because, look, for some reason, Russell T. Davies just wanted to make Superman. It's like, he's the last son of Krypton. And it's like, the Doctor should be the last of his species. And then they bring them back eventually. And then 3 years later, no, the Master killed them all. It's like, we're just back to where we were 5 years ago. All of that build up to bring them back, and you've killed them all.
I will give Russell credit for when we brought the show back. Because I feel, because rewatching all the classic stuff, the Time Lords were a problem in the classic one. Because there were always episodes in almost every, from Doctor 3 to 7, there were always an episode or a couple of episodes that had the Time Lords in them, and they weren't as popular. They weren't really good. Apart from maybe the Deadly Assassin, there weren't that many good Time Lord episodes. So the best way to do it, kill them off. What's been going on between? Oh, there was the war between Daleks and Time Lords. We killed them off.
No, I love that idea.
It's a way to do it, but then bringing them back only to kill them off again. Because the Master got all...
That's what they did in He-Man. When Netflix made He-Man, in episode 1, they kill He-Man. You get through before they did a mid-season break. They bring him back and then just kill him again. It's like, what is the point of this? But also, the problem with killing off all the Time Lords is that doesn't mean that you can't have Time Lords, because they are Time Lords. They are all throughout all of history already.
So they do explain. So not in the show, but they do explain.
Don't say Big Finish to me.
I'm not going to say Big Finish. Well, in Big Finish, no. So kind of, it's kind of part of it. So hear me out on this one. So with the Time War being time locked, is that Time Lords technically cannot escape. So they kind of can, but they kind of can't. So they can't. A Dalek from the Time War could not escape into the future or go back into the past and stop the thing from happening, or destroy Gallifrey before.
I get that.
It was an unspoken law between Daleks and Time Lords. None of them could go back any further and interfere, but they could kind of take part in events in little pockets of the future, but they couldn't ever necessarily escape.
But what I mean, Dave, is that how he met Charles Dickens. Well, at some point, the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th Doctor, whatever, would just go back to some point and be like, oh, hey, it's a Time Lord. And it would be just like, you're going to, if they are scattered throughout time, even if in their personal history they are time locked here, when the Doctor then goes back there, he'll bump into them. He'll be like, hey.
It's the TARDIS. The TARDIS knows not to go back there.
Okay, well, so if they haven't explained that, but maybe they did, and I've just forgotten that.
Yeah, so because the TARDIS is a living thing, it knows, if this Doctor's here, I'm not taking you back to see your past self. There is incidents, of course, where you have past Doctors or future Doctors meet each other, but that's
not past
very specific circumstances.
Yeah. So, that's an interesting idea, that the TARDIS may prevent crossing over with other Time Lords. Except for then he does meet the Master, and now he has met the Rani. And it's like, so what? What was the explanation?
It's mostly meeting your past self. So the TARDIS won't bring you back to meet your past and/or.
So why can't he meet a past pre-Time War, any other Time Lord?
Because that would be an infraction on the timeline.
Okay, well, but then why isn't it an infraction on Charles Dickens' timeline? You know what I mean?
Wobbly, tiny, whiny.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, hang on. Let me just put it to bed in the style of Jodie Whittaker. Oh wait, but if I go back in time and meet another Time Lord, that would be impossible unless it isn't. Oh, that's brilliant. Right, done.
I'll tell you something though. I read an article recently.
I love that we spent so long trying to rationalize time travel.
I do have to ask though, where's the theory that said? I know there's a theory where if you go back in time and then you either meet your past self or if you touch your past self, because your same atoms cannot exist or something like that, that the universe would get destroyed, it will rip apart into a black hole or something like that.
Yeah.
It has been. So where did that originate? Like, is that from real physics or theory, or is it like something that pop culture made up?
Well, here's the thing, Cap. It's an actual theory that you can't go back and meet your past self because you didn't.
Yeah, it would have already happened.
Yeah, so I can't go back and meet my past self because my past self didn't already meet it. But if I did go back and meet my past self, that's a paradox. So it always has to happen. So I always have to go back, like say right now, I have to go back and meet my 5-year-old self, slap myself in the face, then go back to the future. Then that 5-year-old me then has to get the time machine, go back and slap me in the face. And that's the paradox. It always has to keep happening. Doctor Who is the same thing. You can't go back and meet your past self, like because they did it in Father's Day.
Yeah.
Where
and
Rose,
then they forgot it after that one episode.
Rose meets her dad.
Yeah.
And
saves his life.
And saves his life when he was supposed to die. And then later on, she starts a paradox or now change the future. And these dimension creatures come in and they start eating away at time. But then later in the episode, Rose does touch her past self, and that makes time weaker. And it's a paradox.
I tell you what, some of the things, and maybe it was in earlier episodes or whatever, but some of the things they introduced to deal with problems of time travel in modern era Who, obviously the best one is wibbly wobbly timey wimey, but the idea of fixed points. So this always has to happen. Some things I can change. Sometimes I can save people. Sometimes I can save somebody. But something is a fixed point.
It's the TVA bullshit again.
But Doctor Who did it first.
Pompeii.
Yeah, Pompeii, exactly. But the idea that there are fixed points, something always has to stand. That's a great way of explaining why certain things happen and why the Doctor can't change certain like real world. It's like, why don't they change World War II? Why don't they change 9/11? And now they haven't said, well, 9/11 always needed to happen. They haven't said that because they don't need to address it. But the idea is that there are certain things that always need to stand. And with the waters on Mars, they kind of, you can apply that to something as terrible as the Titanic or 9/11 or something by saying, well, these characters went to Mars, something happened, we don't know what, but they all died. Because of that, it inspired her daughter. And so you can simply say that needed to happen because if that didn't happen, their child wouldn't have grown up inspired to do this in their honor or in their name and stuff like that. And it excuse me, and it explains a lot of this stuff away.
Yeah.
But the problem with paradox in general, right? Let's just say with the Dave story, right? Let's just say you find a time machine and you have to go and past and save the world. But in doing so, you somehow ran into your past self. You didn't intend to, but you just did. And you did end up slapping him. So that happened. Now it's automatically implied that you always slapped yourself. You always go back in time and then slap yourself. And you always meant to save the world. So it always ends up in a paradox how much you time travel.
However, I personally believe that you can go with the idea of that you create a loop, like a fixed loop. So I'll give the example of the Terminator. So Kyle Reese is the father of John Connor, but John Connor sent Kyle Reese back in the past. So my theory is that originally there was a different John Connor, different father, but then John Connor sent a soldier back who impregnated Sarah Connor, who then knew that she was meant to name her child John, who would then be like, oh, but you've got to send back this person because it's your father. And so that original timeline is wiped out, or it's a separate multiverse, universe, whatever, but it's wiped out. But what it creates thereafter is a closed loop where it will always keep going like that.
That's Terminator's one is different. It's a bootstrap. It always keeps happening because Skynet always happens. It only deviates in Terminator 2. That's the only time the timeline ever deviates. It always happens that Kyle gets sent back and then so on. That's always a continuous loop.
But isn't that in the Terminator 2 it's implied? Because they had the chip from Terminator 1, is how they started making
Yes,
Skynet.
Yeah.
That's what they say, and they and I'm glad they do it. They leave it ambiguous in Terminator 2. Did they stop it? Which clearly they
In
didn't.
the second one, so I think the second one ends like that, but in the third one's like, yeah, you didn't do shit. You can't change fate.
Well, so they go with the idea of they just delayed it, and then now you're in the territory of Final Destination, of this was always going to happen, and time finds a way of healing itself.
That's why David, in the Ben 10 show, again, the Ben 10 Doctor Who knockoff, he explained this in a good way. Like, time is like a river, and if you change it by throwing a stone or building a bridge or anything like that, it will always find a way to flow through back. Whatever you did cannot last the flowing pressure of the cosmos. Again, watch the Professor Paradox. He's a knockoff of Doctor Who, but it's good.
Legacy of Kain does the same thing. It does the exact same thing. Kain even said, like in Soul Reaver 2, there's in the whole context of Legacy of Kain, there's this whole idea that because there are two Soul Reavers at one point, having the two at the same time is what creates a paradox. The Reaver was the key to breaking time travel in that. But Kain says that if you drop a stone into drop a pebble into a river, and the river just goes over it like it was never there. So people interacting in the past are kind of like pebbles. Is that time still keeps going, and as long as they're not interacting with it in a massive way, then time will just pretend you're not even there. And Doctor Who does the same thing. You're interacting with it, but you're not creating a big enough splash that it would affect it. I mean, the one thing I did do actually in Christopher Eccleston's run is that they had an episode where the Doctor, he frees this. There was a whole space station. I think it was Satellite 5, where there was a space station that were changing the news a bit. So the Doctor, he defeats the monster, he leaves, everything's happy. But then at the end of his series, he comes back, and it's the same thing. That Satellite 5 is still there, but everything is now different. The Earth is more screwed up. People are dependent on drugs. The people are being forced into playing games, like space video games. And the Doctor realizes later, wait, but I'm the one that stopped what happened, 100 years ago. But that's when it started. When the news channel stopped, that's when the world went to hell. So I created this future.
Yeah.
My theory is, David, if you somehow end up making a Terminator movie, this is how you do it. The actual parent of John Connor is Arnold. not Terminator Arnold, not Terminator Arnold, just a plain Austrian Arnold.
Wait, hang on, but didn't you see the deleted scene from Terminator 3? There is Arnold in it, and he's like, "Howdy, guys!" And he's got like this goofy voice.
Yeah, okay, make him the real father of John Connor, and Skynet was like, well, I'm not letting this happen. I'm going to make a Terminator out of him. And then that's why he modeled him after that.
So this
Connor, I'm my ex-boyfriend.
So here's a thing for you. So I recently on my channel, I played Terminator Resistance, and I had I played the DLC, which was the Annihilation line. And there is a character in that who it doesn't look like Arnold, but it's implied that he is Arnold as a Resistance soldier. And you see that they used his template on the T-800 infiltrators, and you kind of get to know this character as well. So you see the Resistance soldier that the T-800s are based on. Even like the T-1000, Robert Patrick is in Terminator Resistance as well. You see it. That's a lovely little Easter egg that you see Robert Patrick and you see Arnold in the games.
The father killed the chosen one, and it was always meant to happen.
Well, they actually put it in the game, like in the dream sequence in the first Terminator. Like you see someone drives the car while car's escaping while getting away from a TK tank, and the car obviously it gets shot and it explodes. And Arnold's character is inside the truck, so you see things from a different perspective.
But yeah,
that's very cool.
But I would say, time travel movies in general kind of the only fascinating thing time travel right now that I enjoy. But then when I saw the first Terminator 2, right, I was so like, oh, this is so cool. Like this concept itself it rocks. I saw Back to the Future. Again, I was not against comedy films so much to enjoy the comedy. What is this?
I never considered growing up Back to the Future a comedy. I was like, that's not it's a sci-fi film. I never
It's a
thought
comedy film, Dave. It's like it has a parody version of Oedipus storyline in it.
Was it
incest.
Yay! Was it you, David, that implied? I think it was you that said, and this is what blew my head, is that Marty doesn't actually get Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Was that
no,
you
he
that told
doesn't.
me that?
Yeah, I think so. Like, all that would happen is that all his parents would know. They'd get up in the morning. Marty's not in his bed. His friend, the Doc, is shot in the middle of a parking lot, and Marty is never seen again. Because we know that there are different timelines, as they explain in Back to the Future too. So Marty, he's now, oh, Mom, you look great, and my new book. It's like they're not your parents, because we know that there's a Marty who's in Switzerland, in the bad timeline. So their way out of it is that you could say that, well, it could be both things. So maybe Marty slipped into a parallel dimension and they just never realized this is what happened. And maybe you can change time of your own one. Who knows? They don't explore it enough. And that explanation would actually allow them to say, well, there are two timelines because we established that there are two timelines. Sometimes you end up on the wrong timeline and sometimes you end up in an altered version of your own. Who knows?
So wait. It's like, if Marty didn't get back to his future, where's the Marty of that future?
What, the bad one?
Well, the one that was in that world, the one that Marty went to. Where is he?
Because Biff says, you're meant to be in Switzerland, you little son of a bitch. So you assume he's still out there. And so when Marty and Doc leave, Marty from Switzerland will come back and Biff will kill him.
There you go.
You stole my almanac. And he'll be like, oh, what's going on, Doc?
No, he'll be like, hey, Biff, my stepdad. Bang.
And because in theory, and this world in which this happened to me, right? There's probably a Doc in a mental asylum as well. Because why wouldn't there be?
The only
and Jennifer, they left Jennifer. Now, actually, Jennifer is the thing that might change it. They left Jennifer on a porch, asleep in the bad timeline. And when they fixed the timeline, she was on the porch in the good timeline. How did that happen?
There's another world where she was always on the porch.
Well, there you go. There you go. Right. So, they say, with the multiverse, every possibility has happened, right?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. I was thinking about this the other day, right? Okay. So hang on. So look, one second. So if they're saying that, in a different parallel dimension, everything has run exactly the same as in R1 up until this moment, where instead of waving this hand, I wave that hand.
Yeah.
I could believe that could happen. But what is it where everything in history could run up to this point in time, but suddenly Dave turned into a banana? That possibility couldn't ever happen.
Don't tempt fate.
Well, you know what I mean? It's just that can't suddenly happen. So when you see the Doctor Strange and they jump through and suddenly they just turn into paint, it's like, well, look, you could do that in the Family Guy multiverse episode, but you can't just suddenly say that Doctor Strange still exists or Thor still exists, but this time he's a frog. It's like, well, what led him to, if everyone in history was frogs, how does that still end up being Thor? It makes no sense.
It's so there's some people say, okay, so every possibility that will happen, that possibility still has to exist within the laws of physics. So there couldn't be another universe where suddenly gravity is not a thing. That there would be no life in that universe if gravity was not a thing.
But there should still be that universe, right?
That universe will be there, but it's just like it wouldn't be any meaningful thing. So like if everything that's supposed to happen logically or like that follows the laws of physics will happen.
Logically.
But here's the thing, Dave. So even in our world, right? So if you Google mirror life, you'll find out that everything that we know, like our carbon-based life form, are made out of a certain genetic sequence, like right hemisphere DNA sequence. There's another, like antimatter, there's a mirror life where the sequencing is from the left. And the weird thing is, if we count, we can make it actually. We can make bioorganic mirror life. But the problem is, you won't be able to contain them because like they're a complete foreign object that won't be degraded by any of the natural world that we live in. So if you make a bacteria out of mirror life, you can't contain the bacteria, and there's no natural predator for that bacteria because they're literally made out of something else, and they can't degenerate the way like things degenerate in our laws of physics. So it's an actual thing. So it could be wibbly wobbly things like that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just bring it up. It's on a Wikipedia article. It's much too heavy for me to take in this time, but I'm interested in this. I will try to look it up.
Currently, scientists have put out warning. Actually, we discovered this long ago, but now we can actually make mirror life. But scientists have put out warnings. Don't do that, because if you make a bacteria out of
So you've got some scientists out there just going, "Oh, don't do that! No, don't create mirror life.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that today."
Yeah.
I mean,
there's all like the 1950s thing when everyone was scared of like atomic warfare. We're just gonna get those videos in classrooms that are like, "Hey kids, don't create mirror life."
Mirror life.
Wow, why don't we do that? Because this is what we do. If you find yourself in a situation where you've created mirror life, here are the steps you should follow. Take a gun.
That's not true with everything. So when we discovered CRISPR, right? CRISPR is what we do now to do genetic engineering and all things like that. When we did it, there was a couple of so CRISPR kit you can actually buy off Amazon, and you can gene splice yourself with a goat, okay? And some idiots started doing that, and scientists were like, "Don't fucking do that! Stop gene splicing yourself." And people did it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, the scientists have developed this ability to know that you shouldn't do that. You tell someone not to do something, they're gonna do it.
It's true.
It's like saying, don't put your electronics out on a plane. People are still going to take out their phone to show pictures of their dog on a plane.
Definitely. Right, guys, I'm afraid I am going to have to begin to wrap this one up here, but it's been an absolute pleasure. We've covered so many vast range of subjects tonight. It's been great. Okay, so guys, let's find out where we can find everyone on social media. Dave.
Well, you can find me here on Geek Battle and stream on various shows, and check out my YouTube and Twitch channels at Dave MC Gaming, where I do live streams with live streams of various games. Tomorrow I have my Assassin's Creed Let's Play back. I'm back playing Assassin's Creed, and I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays with various games. And check out my Resident Evil 0 Let's Play, which is currently ongoing, and watch me get increasingly angry at the game. So yeah.
Okay, Cap.
You can find me on Sword Deeds. There's a big project I've been working on. Hopefully I will be able to put it out on Sunday, but I'm still waiting on some voice recording. So if I'm not able to do it on Sunday, it'll be on Wednesday. So keep in touch until then. And I would very much like to know your thoughts about it when I put it out. I was expecting David's review on it because he's a writer.
Okay, good. You have to send me the link, Cap. Right, my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. Smash the subscribe button to all of the Geek Battle Gaming, and all these other channels. And my geeky recommendation this week would be to watch Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, because it is the only Halloween film that exists purely as a standalone one film and done timeline. So there you go. Right, so with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper, and ciao for now, and boom, we're off the air.
64 days to Halloween.
May I